Hey everyone, so this is my review of Star Trek Discovery, Season 1, Episode 3, called Context is King. And essentially what this episode is about is that Michael finds herself aboard the USS Discovery, where she discovers that things are not quite as they seem, and really starts to look more into this mysterious Captain Lorca. And this was a really interesting and a really great episode that did a good job of sort of bringing everyone on board the USS Discovery and really sort of establishing now who these main characters are that we will probably be with for the rest of the season. And I really enjoyed each and every one of them that were the new ones that meet, where the captain is this big giant mystery. The head scientist, who Michael works under, is very angry and very aggressive, and then Michael's roommate, who's also a scientist, is very happy, very giddy, and very kind of shy. And just all those different personalities kind of being mixed together, including Michael, just made it really, really interesting to see how all that would turn out. And I also enjoyed watching and seeing Michael sort of having to start all over again from the bottom. And she doesn't want to be there, and she doesn't know why she's there, but she trudges along and uses her intelligence and uses her brains to sort of help and fix everything, and does what she needs to do to figure out what she needs to figure out. And that doesn't make sense, but it kind of does for the establishment of what this show does. And I also really enjoyed what they did do with Michael figuring out all that stuff, where she figures out what some of the secrets that the science departments are hiding. And she does go on this side mission, which is sort of like the big mission, where they are kind of actually developing like the warp technology even better, which again, that's one of the things I'm happy that they are doing, because one of the things I was worried about with this show going in is that it's supposed to take 10 years in the past before the Enterprise first takes off, so I was worried how they were going to establish and how they were going to do all this technology when a lot of it wasn't established until a little before the Enterprise. So they are kind of like establishing kind of like a warp technology kind of a thing, even though they aren't quite calling it that yet. So I'm happy that they are sort of developing the technology and not just having it be there and not really explaining it. And I also enjoyed the scene where Michael goes on the side mission with some of the other main characters that I can't remember the names, but I probably will learn them pretty quickly here. That they were on the side mission, and as she's going and like saving all them and stuff, she's quoting Alice in Wonderland, which yes, they brought up that it was Alice in Wonderland if you didn't catch it, but because I'm such a huge fan of Alice in Wonderland, I knew exactly where she was quoting and what she was quoting and all that stuff as she's going on this adventure through all these tunnels and stuff like that. I just loved every minute of that. And then later when she's sort of settling into her room more and she pulls out the book and she has this one single like actual legitimate book, and of course it's Alice in Wonderland, and I just love the character of Michael even more because of that. Just I have to say that this was a very interesting episode because of the fact that it was kind of like this was supposed to be the pilot episode, but then they decided to add in the 2 episodes before to sort of establish Michael's character a bit more. And so that was interesting that it was like they had these 2 episodes and then the pilot. So I'm very curious to see what they're going to do with that, where essentially, like I said, this is where it all begins, and now even though it's the 3rd episode, they are starting all over. So I'm very curious to see what they'll do with all that. And with all these new characters, as well as some old ones that did come from the first 2 episodes, are all transferred over, but they aren't really around as much because they're all higher up and on the bridge, while Michael's down below in a science department. So I'm very curious to see what they will do with all that. And I do just have to say overall that this was a really, really great first sort of episode, I guess. And with all that they're doing to set up for all these different things, I'm very excited and very curious to see how it all is going to go. So overall, this episode was really, really great. So yeah, that's my review of Star Trek Discovery, Season 1, Episode 3, called Context is King. So yeah,